Presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot. Proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome to Rogers Center. It's a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. It's 27 degrees, and it's going to be another sold-out ballpark here at Rogers Center as the Orioles and Blue Jays will play Game 2 of this three-game series. Buck Showalter's Orioles broke out the big bats in last night's game. They had 4 home runs. Beat the Blue Jays 10-2 in the opener. David Price will go to the hill, and he'll be matched up against the Oriole lineup for Buck Showalter. Manny Machado right at the top of the order, and he is playing third base again this afternoon. Chris Davis, his last 3 games, check out the numbers. 5 home runs and 8 RBIs in his last 3 games. That's in 13 at-bats. He's red hot right now. Big thing about Pierce right behind him is he has hit well against David Price. So if you need some protection for Chris Davis, you put Steve Pierce right behind him. He's 5 for 15 with a homer against the Blue Jays starter, David Price.
Put a hot hitter in there behind Davis, who's also hot. David Price to the mound for the 28th time this season. He's 13-5 with a 247 earned run average, looking for career victory number 100. His only start versus Baltimore this season, he took the loss. That was back on July the 18th. Despite allowing 1 run, he struck out a season-high 12 Orioles that day, which when he was with Detroit. He's also lost his last 2 starts versus the Orioles.
So David Price is set. Manny Machado, the third baseman, will step in. Price is ready. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Another great crowd here on hand, and why not? The Blue Jays are in first place. Fly ball into center field. Pilar shading his eyes from a bright sun. He makes the catch. 1 down. Sun is going to be an issue today. It is a bright, cloudless day, and it's going to be challenging for the defenders. In left, it's Ben Revere. Kevin Pillar's in center. Jose Bautista is in right. Josh Donaldson and Troy Tulowitzki tighten up the left side with a lefty on the mound. Goins and Smoke on the right side, and Russell Martin makes his 98th start of the season behind the plate for David Price.
And in left field, Ben Revere, what an addition he has been to the Blue Jays. He almost came up with a great catch in yesterday's ball game. He's had 5 assists this year and no errors. In fact, it's been 1 calendar year. 1 year ago today, it was the last time Ben Revere made an error in the outfield.
Ben Revere making his 31st start for the Blue Jays. Gerardo Parra lifts it into shallow left. Revere coming in, makes a nice running catch. So Adam Jones will step to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs. And last night in the 8th inning with a man aboard.
Fastball out over the middle of the plate. That's home run number 25. That's 5 straight seasons now that Adam Jones has hit at least 25 home runs for the Baltimore Orioles. That at bat was right after he got hit right in the ribs by a pitch from Ryan Tepera, and he finished that one off with a home run.
Yeah, you have heard that there is a warning in place at the start of this game from the carryover of the season-long series. These 2 ball clubs have gone after each other all season long, and Buck Showalter wasn't really pleased about it. He feels like the players can take care of business on the field. Same for John Gibbons. 2 outs, nobody on for Jones. Changeup. Boy, that's a great pitch for Price.
He could change speeds with his fastball. He's got the natural changeup now. He's been cutting the ball. He's been taking pitches and speed off of those pitches, the cutter. I think that's a good one right there that you're going to have to use against Adam Jones, who's an outstanding fastball hitter.
Jones fouls it straight back to the screen. 1-2. Well, the definition of an ace is that he wins big games. And this is a big game for the Blue Jays to win.
Stops losing streaks. Blue Jays were beaten yesterday's ball game. They need this one this afternoon.
He got it. Price strikes out Adam Jones. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Price needs just 8 pitches to retire the side in order, and the Price is right. WestJet flight back out there in center field. They have opened it up, and man, has it been party central for the Blue Jays run here in September. Beautiful day here in Toronto, and let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. Ben Revere, top of the order. Josh Donaldson, since the All-Star break, look at his OPS, 1.100. He is really stroking it well right now. And how about the number 9 hitter? Kevin Pillar, batting 9th in the orders, put up big numbers against the Orioles this season. 6 extra base hits and a .333 average against Baltimore.
That is a lineup that Mike Wright will take to the mound and face. Wright making his 7th career big league start. He was placed on the disabled list on August the 1st with the left calf strain. Just came off that DL yesterday and will get the start. His last start in the big leagues, you have to go back to June the 19th. It was against the Blue Jays, and he did not fare very well. Shortest start of his career. He also surrendered a career high 4 walks in that game versus the Blue Jays.
He'll try to fare a little bit better here today. He said in that last start against the Jays he was too cautious. He expects to be a little more aggressive today. Let's see if he throws a few strikes. Ben Revere, the leadoff man. There's strike 1. Revere 0 for 5 in the game last night. He had a strikeout. Blue Jays managed just 8 hits, scored 2 runs. Ball on his strike. Wright injured his calf muscle in a relief appearance late in July. Went on the DL, and he's working on short rest, just 3 days rest after a rehab start down in AAA Norfolk. Bouncing ball. Paul Giannis has great hands at short. Throws out Ben Revere. Well, the Orioles have committed the fewest errors in the major leagues. They always emphasize tight defense, and they've got a good outfield in junior like Adam Jones and Gerardo Parra. Parra's got a very strong arm in right. Manny Machado was back at third. He was at shortstop last night. It's Giannis and Scope up the middle. Pierce at first, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate.
81st start this season for Joseph, 82nd game. That ties his career high, which he set last season. His catcher's earned run average when he's in the game, .345. Very good behind the plate.
Donaldson goes after the first pitch. Pops it into the 5th deck. Great numbers across the board for Josh Donaldson. Ball on the strike. Donaldson, anytime you're a power hitter and you can hit 300, I mean, you're the complete package. He has scored over 100 runs. He's driven in a major league high 112, and Donaldson's just had a terrific season.
Well, we've seen him just be able to hit the ball the other way.
Lined to the shortstop. They were playing the shift, and Giannis was right there. 2 down.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for Mike Wright. He's 6'6", 215 pounds. He creates a nice downward angle with that fastball. He throws it about 70% of the time. It's about 93. We've seen some 95s already here in the first inning. He'll use a slider and a changeup and a curveball. Just the 4 basic pitches that you will get from a big league starter. He's got a good arm. Free and easy. And again, that last time out, might have been a little bit of intimidation factor in that game against the Blue Jays back in June.
He hit Bautista with the second pitch of the at-bat, and that really started some fireworks that later on would result in Roberto Osuna being ejected from that game in June. There's another fastball. This one hit 98.
Shows you on that scouting report that he's 93. He's got a little bit more juice this afternoon.
How often do we hear hitters come back and talk about the scouting report? They said 93. I saw 98 at the plate. Your eyes will tell you what he's throwing.
Everybody on that bench can see what you and I are seeing right now. He's got a pretty good fastball here in the first inning.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Bautista. Long drive to left, and Bautista has given the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you want to get off the mat, if you will, after last night's loss to the Orioles. You come out and you score in the first inning, and it's Jose Bautista once again with number 32. For some reason, he threw him a breaking ball. He threw a couple of fastballs by him, and then he throws a slider right there, and Jose clocks it to left field.
That's a great pickup, Pat, and I'll talk about that after this pitch. It's a ball to Encarnacion. This is popped up behind home plate, and that'll sail over the screen. How many good hitters in this American League do you see that cut down their swing with 2 strikes? You're doing them a favor, throwing them a breaking ball.
I think so. You sped up his bat, and you can see Mike Wright's upset with himself. Like, why did I throw that pitch in that situation? I saw the 97 and a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. He threw it right by him, and then went to his second best pitch and got burned.
You better not leave a breaking ball in the heart of the plate with 2 strikes to any of these sluggers in the East. They'll all hit them. It's got to be a strike to ball breaking ball, one that finishes up out of the zone. One and one to Encarnacion. Bautista with his 32nd home run. He now has 90 RBIs. Fly ball to center. Jones battling the sun, plays it off to the side, makes the catch. The inning is over. But the Blue Jays break out on top. That's been a real problem for the Orioles. They have fallen behind early in ball games. Jose Bautista gets a breaking ball with 2 outs, takes it deep to left. The Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead for David Price.
Presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You're missing a great time here at Rogers Center. If you're not at the ballpark, it is a great atmosphere, and Chris Davis is on fire. They keep him in the ballpark. Bautista will hustle it back in to keep Davis to a long single. But this guy is red hot. Last night, 2 more home runs for Davis.
Yeah, it's almost a victory when you keep him in the ballpark the way that he has been swinging. He comes around that ball and just hooks it into the second deck in right field. And then the Blue Jays tried to go away in his next at-bat, and he said, I can do that too. Sends that one flying to left field for a home run. He now has 40 home runs this season. Best in the major leagues.
He had 53 homers in 2013, and he's the first Oriole to have multiple 40 home run seasons. Steve Pearce, we mentioned his good numbers against David Price. That's why he's batting behind Chris Davis in the 5th spot. He's 5 for 15 with a homer going head-to-head against David Price. Pierce last night hit in the 8th spot. Ground ball, Tulowitzki at short. Quickly to second for one. Back to first. Double play. Boy, Tulowitzki went to his right, planted his right foot, and fired a seed to second for Goins.
We see Troy throw from down under all the time, and I think this helps him on plays just like this. He goes to his right, and then he's quick from down under and accurately to Goins. You've got a couple of shortstop type of arms in the middle of the diamond, and David Price certainly appreciates the turn.
So much for a leadoff single. This double play combination, boy, they both have strong arms and they're very athletic. 2 outs, nobody on. Jonathan Schoop. Schoop, the second baseman, had a 2-hit night last night. He finished up 2 for 5 in a ball game with a double and a run scored. Another thing aces do is when you give them a lead, they throw up a 0. Get the hitters back up to the plate quickly. Ball and a strike to Schoop.
Price looks like he's got some pretty good stuff today. His ball is really cutting and really moving, and it looks like he's got some good aim also, hitting his spots.
David Price throws down the gauntlet. Double play and a strikeout. He's thrown 15 pitches in 2 innings, and the Blue Jays lead it. Davis, he's got some special guests.
I sure do, Buck. I'm with David Price's parents, Bonnie and Debbie. And first of all, to both of you, what does it mean to watch David pitch here in September in such meaningful games and seeing him live?
It's a blessing.
And how about you, Deb?
Yeah, it's great to be here. Beautiful weather, great atmosphere. It's great.
Now, you guys all are from Tennessee, and I'm curious, at what age did you kind of look at David and say, you've got some special talent. You might be able to do this for a living?
His mother figured it out about 2.5, 3 years old.
You could tell he had natural talent, when he was very young. But at this stage, probably more in college, you thought, okay, he's got a pretty good shot here.
Before I let you go, I have to ask you, he's had such a huge influence on his teammates, whether it be introducing the scooters to the guys, the video games. What was he like as a kid? I'll ask you that, Debbie. Was he the type of guy that a lot of his friends were heavily influenced by him?
Definitely. I mean, the way he acts now is the same way he was when he was a 10-year-old. He's just a big kid at heart.
Do you enjoy him riding that scooter, Dad?
Yes, that's what he wants to do. He's a grown man.
His mom would say no, he needs to stay off the scooter.
Well, there you go. Not surprising. Dad says go ahead with the scooter. Mom says no, it's too dangerous.
Moms always know best, Barry, that's for sure. And it's great to have David Price's parents in the house, and I'm sure they are very proud of his accomplishments. And they must love this atmosphere here in Toronto. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Troy Tulowitzki behind 1-2. Tulowitzki started a terrific double play off the bat of Steve Pearce. Tulowitzki has become a fan favorite. Outside. Tulowitzki for the season, you combine his numbers, Colorado and Toronto, 281 with 16 homers and 66 RBIs.
And great defense. And is it that simple that you put one guy on the infield and everybody just raises their game defensively?
I think it is. He's a great communicator, especially in the midst of the game. When you watch him during the course of the game, he's constantly talking to Donaldson on his right and to Goins on his left, and he's always coming to the mound to check with the pitcher. 2-2 pitch to Tulowitzki. He strikes out. First strikeout of the afternoon for Mike Wright.
Mike Wright's got a pretty good fastball here early in this ball game. He's going to reach back, and he's not going to make the same mistake twice that he threw a 2-strike breaking ball to Bautista. This time, this one's 98 miles an hour, and it's up in the strike zone. Not a lot you can do with that pitch.
Wright had a great run in AAA Norfolk. He made 14 starts and had a 9-1 record. But once again, the emphasis on AAA. I don't think there's ever been a wider gap between AAA and the major leagues than there is right now. This is Justin Smoak, the first baseman. Smoak's had a good season. 13 homers and 45 RBIs. Smoak has put up all of those numbers with just 233 at bats.
I think this could be a good matchup for Justin Smoak. You got a pitcher who's got a good fastball this afternoon and will use it. Smoak's a good fastball hitter.
There's a shot down the left field line. Smoak hit a double off of Wright the last time he faced him down the left field line. It bounced over the wall and left for a ground rule double. It's his only at bat against the big righty.
Teams have tried to heat him up at times up and in, and you know, if you can look for that pitch here at a 2-1 count, just make sure you get that bat head out in front.
Got a piece of it. Well, you're right about Wright's fastball. I mean, he's got a good fastball, and I bet you he's kicking himself that he threw Bautista a breaking ball.
Yeah, I was surprised. He did. It was a mistake. He knows it was a mistake, but now I think after that home run, it looks like he's pretty committed to his fastball.
Two balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Big infield shift for Smoak. It's interesting how the Orioles line defensively. You can see the infielders shifted around to right, but the outfielders are basically straight away. It suggests anything on the ground is going to be pulled. Anything in the air, chances are it's going to be straight away. Crosses up the shift. This is going to be off the wall. Smoak is headed for second. Parra's got a strong arm. Here's the throw to second. Not in time. Double number 12 for the big first baseman.
Get yourself into fastball counts against a fastball pitcher like Mike Wright, and Smoak is a fastball hitter. Gets this one out over the plate. Just got on top of that ball. He couldn't get underneath it and create backspin to get the ball in the air, but he tops it, muscles it down the right field line for extra bases.
A 1-out double. Smoak is in scoring position for Russell Martin. Martin had a rough day at the plate. Although he had 2 hits, he hit into big double plays in the 4th and 6th. And he mentioned it in his post-game comments about having opportunities to drive in runs, and he ended a couple of innings by grounding out into a double play.
Saying that game was partly on him yesterday, and that is the pitcher's best friend, isn't it? That double play grounder.
Those 2 double plays The one ended the fourth inning with runners at first and second, and was the first 2 outs of the sixth inning when it looked like a real promising inning was starting to develop.
That happens. The great thing about baseball is you can come back the next day.
Outside. Smoke at second doesn't run that well. Luis Rivera really has to make note of the outfield arms, and they've got some good ones. Center and right can really throw. Adam Jones and Gerardo Parra. Parra's got 69 career assists. Jones has 12 assists this season. His career high is 16.
They lead the major leagues in outfield assists with 41. So anything into the outfield, you got to be aware that Smoke is not going to be able to score unless it's an extra base hit.
You see Rivera checking the depth of the outfielders. He is scanning all 3 outfield positions just to make sure he has that information to react to a base hit should Martin deliver here with Smoke at second. Foul back. You know, everybody has a tendency to think these base coaches are just standing out there holding the batting gloves for the base runners, but they got a lot of decisions to make.
It's not just the third base coach. The first base coach does the same thing. They're here early in the day going over their scouting reports. You've got to know the opposition, what those outfielders can do.
That gets away, and Smoke's going to move to third. Boy, that's a big wild pitch right there for the Blue Jays. Joseph tried to get in front of it, but it skipped off his glove just far enough away for Smoke to advance.
And if Caleb Joseph comes up with that ball cleanly, first time he reached for it, he might have had a shot at third base. Hard slider that he overthrows. Joseph, it looked like he got that meat hand on it and then reaches back for it. Watch as he goes back for it right there. I think if he catches it, he might have had a shot, but it bounces off the turf funny. That allows Smoke to get to third base, and now the infield's going to come in.
Now Russell Martin's just got to think about driving the ball to the outfield. Blue Jays are the best at the sacrifice flies. And he strikes out. Big strikeout for Wright. Second strikeout of the inning. Now there are 2 down.
Well, he took a little something off of that pitch right there and really messed up the timing for Russell Martin. Big strikeout.
Ryan Goins took an 0 for last night. He was 0 for 2 with a pair of walkers. That snapped a career high 12-game hit streak. There's a breaking ball in there for a strike. Buck Showalter's Orioles have fallen behind in 9 of their last 11 games. Different story for them last night as Chris Davis hit a solo home run in the second. They added another run in that second inning, and they had a 2-0 lead.
And then 2 4-run innings, and that was it.
Right out of the stretch. 0-2 to Goins. Wright's got better stuff today than he had the last time we saw him. He was 92-93 with his fastball.
And they couldn't control anything. He got a career high 4 walks in that game against the Blue Jays. He only lasted an inning and a third. He only got 4 outs. Gave up 4 runs on 4 walks and 3 hits. A little bit different story this afternoon.
Throws that one by Goins. He strikes out the side, and he gives up a double. The Blue Jays leave a man at third. 1-0 Jays as we head to the third. middle infield of the Jays.
That's right, Buck. Earlier I caught up with Orioles broadcaster and longtime Major League shortstop Mike Bordick and asked him about the Blue Jays' middle infield defense. He said in his mind there was never a question of whether Goins could field at the Major League level. He said with the addition of Troy Tulowitzki, a veteran, now what you've done is really stabilize that middle infield. There are times as a young player, defensively anyways, that the game tends to speed up on you and situations happen very quickly. When you have a veteran like Tulowitzki, a guy who's been there and done that, been in the postseason, he allows the players around him to feel a little bit more settled, give him a little bit more comfort there on the field, allowing them to be more relaxed and play the game to their best of their abilities. I finally asked Bordick whether he thought the Jays had the best middle infield in the majors. Bordick said, well, if they're not the best, you can certainly put them close to the top. Buck.
Very good insight, Hazel. Thank you very much. And it comes from one of the best infielders that we have seen in the last several decades. Mike Bordick played 14 years in the majors, started his career with Oakland and spent 6 years with the Orioles and finished up his career in 2003 with the Blue Jays. Mike Bordick working alongside Gary Thorne in the Orioles TV booth. So Caleb Joseph, fine catcher for the Orioles. The last 2 seasons he's had to do a lot of catching as Matt Wieters had Tommy John surgery and just made it back middle of this season. Joseph is 0 for 5 in his head-to-head matches with David Price.
He's done a good job as a catcher for the Orioles. You mentioned that Wieters coming back from the Tommy John surgery. Caleb Joseph, he's a solid big leaguer.
Well, he's exactly what you want, and in his normal role, he's a backup catcher. He's a terrific game caller, good defensive catcher, strong-armed, and he's got a little pop. He'll hit one out from time to time.
Didn't he have a consecutive game streak last year? I believe it was something like 5 straight games where he hit a home run.
Stays alive.
Backup catchers, you're going to do something. Anything you get with the bat, I think, is a bonus. When you play, do something to help your team win. You got to be good defensively, I think, if you're going to be a backup catcher.
I think the biggest thing is your defensive skills, and the first thing you want to do is make sure you don't lose games. You might not win many, but you want to make sure you don't lose any. 2-2 pitch to Joseph. Cut on and missed. Another off-speed pitch. 3 strikeouts for Price.
Certainly looks like David Price has that breaking ball working today. Maybe they're going to incorporate that curveball just a little bit more. He's been cutting it also, and he picks up his 3rd strikeout as Caleb Joseph goes down swinging.
David Price looking for his 100th career win. He is 99-56 in his 8 big league seasons. That ball is ripped into left field by Junior Lake. It's going to go up against the wall. Lake is headed for second, and he'll get there with a 1-out double. Junior Lake's first at bat against David Price, and he jumped on that fastball.
Josh Donaldson almost came up with that ball. Ball hit hard by Lake. He was just put on the roster yesterday. Did you see that ball gets by Donaldson quickly? They had a player who had visa problems who couldn't get into Canada, so they needed a right-handed bat with the lefties going for the Blue Jays at the start of this series. So Junior Lake into the lineup this afternoon against David Price.
Dario Alvarez, a Cuban, didn't have his visas in order and didn't make the trip, couldn't take the chance that he could make it back into the United States, so he went down to the minor leagues. This ball is hit into the outfield. Tagging at second is Junior Lake. Pilar comes up throwing, and the throw is going to be cut off. Yanish flies out to center. Lake goes second to third. Now there are 2 outs. So Tulowitzki giving Price the baseball and will allow him to regroup a little bit. Tulowitzki has this right of going back to second base, stepping on the bag, and then repositioning himself. I've noticed that it's just a thing he does. Whenever he goes to the mound, he goes right back to second, steps on the bag and then goes to short, maybe just as a reference point. 2 outs, top of the order. Machado hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Boy, Price got that in a good spot, down and into Manny Machado.
This guy is a dangerous hitter, isn't he?
Doesn't make any difference where you put him. You put him in the 3 spot, he has a tendency to think he's got to be a bigger hitter, a little bit longer swing, and it created problems for him. It's not the case when he's in that leadoff spot.
He has had some injury problems. He's been around now for 2 or 3 seasons. Earlier this week, he got his 100th career double already. I mean, that's the kind of power that he has. He can hit the ball into the gaps. Such a young player, but he's got exceptional power.
Right on the corner. 2-2, 2 outs. Machado just turned 23 years old. Was in his 4th big league season. Didn't miss by much.
That time, that was the fastball. The pitch before that was a cutter. They got the call on the cutter, didn't get it on the fastball.
He walks it. Missed with the cutter inside. That's the first walk issued by Price. So he walks the right-handed hitter. Now he'll deal with Gerardo Parra, a lefty bat. You got to keep your eye on Machado, but Price has been tough to run on. They've only been 2 attempts on him all season long, and they caught both of those base stealers. He's very quick unloading that baseball. Parra flied out to left his first time up. Right back to Price. Underhands it. That ends the inning. The Orioles strand a pair. 1-0 Blue Jays. And the blue suede Elvis is in the house. He's on the bandwagon.
Market regular season game live or on demand in true HD with MLB.TV Premium. Real game highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and much more. It also includes a free At Bat 15 subscription. Watch baseball at home, at the office, or on the go. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. And a look at the At Bat 15 will tell you that the Tampa Bay Rays with an early 1-0 lead on the New York Yankees, Buck.
Very interesting development, and you can bet it's going to be an interesting month of baseball. Blue Jays and the Yankees play a lot of games against their AL East rivals. Kevin Pillar makes a first pitch strike. Pillar batting in the 9th spot here this afternoon. Mike Wright struck out the side in the 2nd. Off-speed pitch pulled foul into the seats.
But you know what the Blue Jays did in that inning? They had the double, and there was the wild pitch and the 3 strikeouts. They made him work. He's on a pitch count this afternoon. So the Blue Jays are going to have to make him work if they want to get him out of here. It's like Mike Wright is giving everything he has for his 60 pitches.
Mike Wright threw a rehab game Tuesday in AAA Norfolk. He threw 65 pitches in that game, and Buck Showalter has made the statement that he will hope to get 60 pitches out of him today, and that's it. Of course, everybody's got a full complement of relief pitchers with the expanded roster.
He's got plenty of guys down there. He threw those 65 pitches on Tuesday. That got him 6 innings down in minor leagues, and then he didn't throw for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to make this start, the normal bullpen in between. And Buck has said that he will be held to around 60 pitches.
That guy's ready in case the Blue Jays need an extra player. He's got his uni on. Oh, and 2. Line drive left field. Junior Lake's going to play it on a hop. Kevin Pillar with a big turn. He'll hold up a leadoff single.
Now batting, number 7, left fielder Ben Revere.
It's Junior Jays Saturday, all presented by Boston Pizza. Each Saturday at Junior Jays gets to introduce the players. Just one of the many fun activities taking place on Junior Jays Saturday here at Rogers Center. And it's all presented by Boston Pizza. Ben Revere grounded out to short his first time up. This is a great hit and run combination. Revere and Pillar. Revere can put the bat on the ball. Outside.
Kevin Pillar can run a little bit, so just in case if he didn't make contact, you still have a base stealer on the bases in Pillar. He's 17 for 20 this season. Pillar doesn't strike out a lot, makes a lot of contact. They could do it right here, 1-0.
Popped up. Right fielder Parra coming in, using that glove to shade his eyes, and now he's got it. Looked like he lost it for a while and then took another step in and found the baseball. Jones right there to help him out. Center fielder came all the way over to help out his right fielder dealing with that bright sun.
Yeah, how about the Gold Glover, Adam Jones, over there? He's shading. You can see that blocking out that sun, and then picks the ball up. You wait. It seems like forever that ball has got to get out of the ring of the sun. Jones hustling over just in case he loses it.
Josh Donaldson. Outside. Donaldson lined out to the shortstop his first time up. In the dirt. 2-0. It's interesting if Buck Showalter is going to stick to 60 pitches. Wright's only 14 pitches away.
Yeah, he was saying, Mike Wright was saying after that game, he was hoping that those 60 pitchers would get him into the 6th inning. We'll see how they play it out.
Took something off that breaking ball, and Donaldson was out in front. Showalter and his bench coach John Russell, former manager himself, and he is giving Caleb Joseph the run defense. See, that thumb signal was the throw over signal. In years past, that thumb signal used to be the knockdown signal.
Not anymore. That's throw over to first base. It looks like Pilar has shortened up his lead just a little bit. And Revere was up, and he had 1 foot on the turf. Now with the big power hitters up, he's on the dirt.
Now it's 3-1 to Donaldson. Another hitter's count for Josh. Jose Bautista will be next.
Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go!
Ball 4. So Donaldson will take ball 4. That'll bring Bautista to the plate, who homered in the first.
Might be the right guy that you want up there. Who told you when Bautista was at the plate? And Mike Wright in that first inning had a very good fastball. Let's go pitch by pitch versus the at bat. Breaking ball just off of the plate. And then here's a good fastball. That was 98 miles an hour. Jose taken all the way, and then that one just off the plate. Tried another one. That one was 97, so I thought he'd go back to the fastball, but he crosses it up and he throws a breaking ball and he hangs it over the middle of the plate and speeds up Jose's bat, and that's why we sit 1-0 right now with the Bautista home run.
1 out for Bautista. Line drive, center field. Jones got a late break. It's over his head. Pilar's in a foot race, and that ball bounces over the wall. Donaldson would have scored had the ball stayed in the ballpark, but he'll have to go back to third base. Jose Bautista has driven in both Blue Jays runs here this afternoon.
Donaldson read that thing perfectly. First pitch. Now they go to the fastball, and Jose's waiting for it. It's a line drive to center field. Watch Jones hesitate just for a second. And that ball's over his head, but you can see Josh read it perfectly, and he's running right up the back of Pilar. He's going to have to go back to third base now.
92 ribbies for Bautista. He's 2 for 2 already this afternoon. Home run and a double. The infield is in. Not a comfortable situation with Encarnacion at the plate.
Especially the left side of the infield.
That hit him. So Encarnacion is upset. Not because he got hit. Because he is not going to get an opportunity to drive in those 2 runs. So the bases are loaded for Troy Tulowitzki.
You are absolutely right. See that elbow hang out there just a little bit longer, and it catches him right off of the elbow pad. Edwin upset because those were some RBIs out there for him.
Edwin's got 92. He's anxious to drive in 100, obviously. Bases loaded for Tulowitzki. He struck out on a high fastball his first time up.
He can zero in on one pitch right here. One pitch in one area and try and do some big time damage. If they don't throw it there, take it.
97 fouled back.
Pretty good numbers right there for Troy Tulowitzki with the bases loaded. 384. Don't necessarily want to try and pull it, but you want to hit the ball hard somewhere.
Ball on the strike to Tulowitzki. Blue Jays have hit 6 grand slams this season. Encarnacion, he's hit 3 all by himself. Bautista, Smoke, and Travis have all homered with the bases loaded. Looks like they're anxious to work Tulowitzki up.
Trying to use that fastball up there. Struck out last time swinging.
Justin Smoke doubled his first time up.
Let's go, Blue Jays!
Tulowitzki strikes out the breaking ball. 2 outs now for Justin Smoke.
Right after that high fastball, Mike Wright's going to go to that slider, and this time he puts it in a pretty good spot. Down and away, and Tulowitzki swings over the top of it. Now it's going to take a 2-out base hit by Smoke.
We mentioned the grand slams. Smoke hit his grand slam against the Yankees in New York. Donaldson's at third. Bautista with an RBI double. He's at second. Edwin Encarnacion got hit by a pitch.
And you mentioned Donaldson. Look at how far he can get off now at third base. And that's Manny Machado, the only defender on the left side of the infield for the Orioles, so he can take as much as he wants.
High strike, might have been off the plate away. Smoke ripped a double into the right field corner in the second. His 12th double of the season.
Bautista's getting a big lead also at second base.
Inside. We mentioned the Orioles outfielders all have strong arms. Well, Bautista knows he's got to get as much of a lead at second as he can.
But as soon as that ball crosses the plate, you better plant that right foot and get back. They might throw behind the runner.
Pop tap down the left field line. Lake over near the foul line. He gets there and makes the catch. The Blue Jays leave the bases loaded. Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead, but they have stranded 4 early in this ball game.
Deck Home Run Contest we told you about yesterday is now officially underway. If a Blue Jay hits a home run into the flight deck, your name could be drawn to win 25,000 WestJet dollars. For full call task rules and entry form, visit bluejays.com/WestJet contest. Jose Bautista's already gone deep today, just shy of the WestJet flight deck, but you have a feeling someone's going to hit that before the season is out, Bob.
Absolutely, Bear. There's some big bats in this ball game today. They're all capable of reaching that WestJet flight deck. Big crowd on hand once again on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. David Price has a 2-0 lead. Adam Jones, who struck out on a breaking ball his first time up. Ball on a strike to the Orioles center fielder. David Price has been very efficient here this afternoon. 8 pitches in the first, 7 pitches in the second. This is just his 34th pitch of the ball game.
You know, the one thing that I've noticed about Price, now that we get a chance to watch him every 5th day, is when he throws a pitch and he makes a mistake, like the 2 pitches ago, that changeup, he's able to make adjustments in game, I think, to get him back into the strike zone. I think he understands his mechanics and his arm and his release point, everything that helps him to make quality pitches.
There's another quality pitch that ties up Adam Jones. And David Price is a former Cy Young Award winner. He won that in 2012, and he's always among the leaders in ERA.
He's been one of the best for a long time. Dallas Keuchel, Sonny Gray are the only American League pitchers who have a better earned run average than Price this season.
The Blue Jays have both of these Cy Young Award winners from 2012, and they both won 20 games that season. R.A. Dickey was 20-6 for the Mets in 2012, and Price was 20-5 for Tampa Bay. 3-2 to Jones. A leadoff walk. Now he's got to deal with Chris Davis with a man aboard. Davis ripped a single up against the wall in right his first time up. Bautista played it perfectly and held Davis to a leadoff single. .40 and 100 for Davis. Jones at first. Blue Jays playing the infield. 3 men on the right side of second. Going to be interesting to see how Price attacks Davis here.
Well, you can just tell watching Chris Davis. He's seeing the ball. I mean, he is recognizing that thing early out of that pitcher's hand. Anything close, he's swinging.
Off the plate. That's that strike to ball cutter. It starts out in the strike zone and breaks out of the zone. Now they're going to shift the defense and push Donaldson over to second base and keep the double play combination intact.
That's after 1 strike, figuring that Davis might try and bunt early in the count. Tough to get the ball on the ground with Davis at the plate. You're talking about that in the opening, that he's got that natural uppercut type of swing where he gets the ball in the air and he's stronger than everybody else, that he can just, his fly balls just go farther than everybody else. He doesn't hit a lot of ground balls.
A little extra on the fastball. With that uppercut swing, Davis has some holes in his swing. But right now he's swinging the bat so well that he's covered up most of those holes.
He's swinging the bat well and he's seeing the ball well. And you got to make pitches to get him out.
And Price does just that. Davis strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Price.
Down and away. You got to make big power hitters try and reach for the ball. And you can see Davis is a little off balance on that finish of the swing because the pitch is so good. Down and away. He's got to reach for it. He just can't do a lot with it.
Steve Pearce grounded into a double play his first time up. Pearce hesitant. He didn't think that was a strike. Didn't think that one was a strike either.
Not happy after 2 pitches. Those are 2 perfect pitches for Price.
So now Pearce has to worry about both sides of the plate. Straightens him up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now Price has shown Pearce both sides of the plate. He cut that ball in on his hands. Price has got that great changeup now. You can throw it down and away. You can elevate the fastball, belt high and in. Lots of options for David.
There are some options. You got a good hitter, I think, at Pearce. Forget about that 224 batting average. This guy's a threat. He's had 200 at bats. He's got 9 home runs.
Ran away. Boy, what a at bat for Price. Nothing on the heart of the plate. Everything was on the corners.
Leadoff walk to Jones and then a couple of strikeouts. And you're right. Nothing within the strike zone. Everything on the edges. This time he finishes them off with a up and away fastball. Strikeout number 5 this afternoon.
Boy, he gave Pearce nothing to hit in that entire at bat. 5 strikeouts for Price. Right back to the mound. Price will run it over to Smoke. A leadoff walk, no damage at all. The Orioles have stranded 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead.
Sportsnet app has you covered. Keep up to speed with everything Blue Jays. Don't miss a pitch in our in-depth live game tracker. Plus the latest news, videos, and interviews on Canada's team. Download the new Sportsnet app today. Buck?
Great opportunity to watch some of those great games all around baseball, and there's certainly a lot of pennant races. The Washington Nationals have finally gained some ground on the Mets. First time they've done that since late July. Hey, Pat and Buck, we're your biggest fans from El Monte, Ontario. Thanks for coming today. We appreciate all the support. And there are a lot of great Blue Jay fans out there, and we want to say hello to Silvana Colabello, mother of Chris Colabello. I know she watches all of the games, and Chris is thinking about her. We're thinking about you, and I know Silvana's watched games from Italy. She goes back home and watches a lot of games during the summer, and I know that we will be able to say hi to Silvana in Boston, and everybody's thinking about you up here in Toronto.
Thinking of you, Mrs. C.
Russell Martin leads things off here in the fourth. It'll be Martin, Goins, and Pilar, bottom third of the Blue Jays batting order. Martin's had a dramatic impact on this ball club, and it's a very positive impact. When you look at the Blue Jays pitching staff compared to last year, the improvements are dramatic. On the ground, Giannis has it. Martin is out.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
The Jays are number one. They have a half-game lead over the Yankees in the American League East. Brian Goins, a strikeout victim his first time up.
You know, you were talking about Russell Martin and his influence on this team. I think it was right around the end of May, beginning of June, where you really saw the influence, I think, from Martin. It took him a while, I think, to learn his pitchers and learn this league, the hitters in this league coming over from the National League.
Goins singles it into left. He's going to think about two. Turns to second. Here's the throw to second from Junior Lake. Goins is in there with a stop. Brian Goins, his 13th double, and he takes it the opposite way.
At his 12-game hit streak, and last night, why not start another one this afternoon? These hits are becoming a little bit more common from Ryan Goins. A pitch down and away. Instead of lifting that ball into the air like we saw early in the season, he's lining that ball down the left field line for extra bases.
Goins, a one-out double. Kevin Pilar singled to left field, came around to score. Go back to the Russell Martin impact for a bit. Last year, the Blue Jays were ranked 21st in the majors in starters ERA. This year, they're 10th. The relievers have moved up from 23rd in the major leagues a year ago to 12th. You can't deny the impact of Russell Martin.
I agree 100%. Early in the season, Blue Jays were struggling a little bit with their starters. Daniel Norris was here. Aaron Sanchez was in the starting rotation. They've made a couple of changes to that. But Russell Martin's influence, I think, and Deoner Navarro, I think his pitch calling has been outstanding this season.
Deoner's had a great season. Done a terrific job. Pilar behind 0-2. Jim Timmons said, you know what, you're taking too long. He granted time for Kevin Pilar. Pilar had a two-strike base hit his first time up. This is one thing we have seen him improve with as the season has gone on. battling with 2 strikes. Laying off those pitches in the dirt.
Yeah. Pitchers could just bounce the ball up there and he'd swing at it. And all that is experience and confidence. You gain a little bit of experience, understand what pitchers are trying to do to you, and then you've got the confidence to put your work together and then take it into that batter's box.
Kevin Pillar has hit everywhere he has played. High school, college, minor leagues, and it's just taken him a while for everything to catch up here in the big leagues. Base hit, right field. Carr's got a great arm. They're going to stop Goins. That ball gets away from Joseph, but Pillar will hold. First and third, 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Matt Moore is starting for Tampa Bay, and his day is off to a good start. He's allowed 1 hit in 3 1/3 with 3 strikeouts. Nathan Eovaldi, the powerful right-handed pitcher for the Yankees, he has 6 strikeouts through 4 innings, but he's also walked 3.
Look at the pitch counts on those 2. It's 35 for Moore through 3.
Ben Revere, leadoff man. He's 0 for 2 so far. Jason Garcia, big arm right-hander, loosening up. Buck Showalter with the defensive assignments to his infielders. Revere pulls it on the ground into right field. Goins comes in to score. Pillar's headed for third. Parr dropped the ball. Pillar stumbled around second. Parr was going to have a good shot at him, but he dropped the baseball.
Kevin Pillar made up his mind as soon as that ball was hit that he was going to go to third base, and I think in his haste to get there a little bit quicker, stumbled just a little bit, and that was going to give Parr a chance to throw him out at third base. First the base hit by Revere into right field, and you can see Pillar coming around. He stumbled just a little bit, but Parr bobbled just a little bit. Watch it one more time as Goins scores. Pillar right at that seam, right where the dirt and the turf hit each other. Stumbled just a little bit, but he makes it safely in the third base.
Parr's got a great arm, as we've mentioned, and Revere picks up the RBI. Pillar ends up at third. For Revere, that's his 32nd RBI of the season. Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, with a quick trip to the mound. Off the plate, but called a strike. "36 homers so far for Donaldson." Pops this one up. Parra, the right fielder, battling the sun, makes the catch and throws it into home. Runners hold their ground. 2 outs.
Boy, he was sitting on that breaking ball, and he got it, and he just missed it. You could tell he was sitting on that breaking ball the way he took that first pitch, that strike, that fastball in the under half. When he was looking for it, he got it, just got under it a little bit.
Jose Bautista is already 2 for 2. He homered, and he had a ground rule double to center. is home run number 32 for the season. RBIs number 90 and 91. Blue Jays have scored a run here in the fourth. Bautista 1 for 3 in yesterday's game with a pair of walks.
Boy, if he wants to, he could punch a ball to right field. They are holding the runner on over there at first base. And Scope, the second baseman, playing right behind the pitcher. Look at that hole that he could shoot for if he chooses to.
They keep throwing him way like that. He'll take advantage of it, especially with 2 outs. Tough pitch, 97 on the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pilar's at third. Ben Revere's at first.
Another pitch away. We have seen Scope with 2 strikes on Bautista start going back to his regular spot at second base, but he's going to stay right behind the pitcher now.
Yeah, you're right. Oftentimes they'll move Scope back to a more straightaway position at second. He's still playing up the middle. Popped up into right. Parra coming in. And the inning is over. Blue Jays leave 2 more runners on base, but they have taken a 3-0 lead as we head to the 5th. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zong.
Your one-stop source for Blue Jays highlights, analysis, and post-game interviews. Catch Blue Jays Rewind, presented by Booster Juice, part of the morning highlights on Sportsnet 360. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. As we move to the top of the 5th inning, the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. David Price allowing just 2 hits. Price has walked 2 and struck out 5. I believe the 1 walk to Manny Machado in the 3rd was semi-intentional. He had a left-handed bat behind him, and he pitched around Machado and got par to end the inning.
Yeah, had a runner at third base also with 2 outs and a very good hitter in Machado at the plate.
One hop to the shortstop. Tulowitzki fires across the diamond in time. David Price is making his second start of the season against the Orioles, and the first one went very well for Price.
Certainly did. He pitched extremely well in that ball game. He ended up throwing 7 innings. He had 12 strikeouts using that cutter and that curveball and that changeup. Fortunately, he lost that game. Manny Machado hit a home run in that game.
David Price had 12 strikeouts in that ball game. Second time he's reached 12 strikeouts this season. That's his season high. This is Junior Lake. He doubled to left field his first time up. Boy, that's a nice pitch, isn't it? Talk about a right-handed hitter's perspective of that cutter outside.
Well, you think it's a fastball, number one. You think it's a fastball. You think it's going to ride right off the plate, and all of a sudden you see it starting to cut in on the outside part of the plate. And becomes a strike. Now you have to start looking for it. You got to lean out over the plate and start looking for it, and that's where Price becomes double tough when he can then bust you inside. He's also using that changeup pretty effectively this afternoon, too.
Yeah, the 85-mile-an-hour changeup is really effective, and he gets a lot of sink on it. That cutter got away from him, and you could see up and away number 4 there in that pitch tracker.
Looks like it might be time to bust him inside right here with that cutter.
Ground ball. Tulowitzki comes after it, throws on the run. In time. 2 down.
Well, if you are a hitter and you're going to go up against David Price, you better take a look at that scouting report, and this is what he features. That fastball, 94. We've seen some 5s, 6s, and 7s already today. He's starting to use that changeup a little bit more now. 23% of the time, he'll cut that fastball. Still a hard pitch at 89 miles an hour. He's also got a curveball. We've seen him use that against Adam Jones for a strikeout in the first inning.
Well, you take those 4 pitches and then you multiply it by both sides of the plate. Multiplied once again by changing speeds, and it's about 16 different pitches you have to worry about. This is Paul Yanis. He flying out in his only at bat. Pulled. That's a fair ball. Donaldson deep at third. Plenty of time. Once again, David Price getting some fine defense behind him. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and he's being rewarded.
comfort zone, offer you a great view of the game. They're also nice and shaded on a hot day like today. So we look over now at the Blue Jays Care Community Clubhouse, and we say hello to folks from the Jays Care Rookie League, all enjoying the ball game on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Bye.
Look up. You guys are on TV. Come on, look up. There you go.
I think they see it.
There you go. Yes, sir. That's the Rookie League program. A great aspect of the Jays Care Foundation. New pitcher into the ball game, Jason Garcia, the youngster, a rookie pitcher, originally signed by the Red Sox. Houston took him in the Rule 5 draft, and Baltimore purchased him from Houston.
He's 23 in the third inning this season. He's got 14 strikeouts to go along with 14 walks. Batters hitting just 193 against him. He has faced the Blue Jays in the past. In fact, the guy standing at the plate was his first big league strikeout.
Garcia was part of that dust-up between the Blue Jays and the Orioles back in June. Pitch got away from him to Bautista. And later in that same at-bat, Bautista would hit a home run off Garcia. Thankfully, we haven't had a lot of shenanigans in this series. In case you're just joining us, the umpires put a warning in place before this game ever started. There's a history between these two ball clubs, so they made it known that they weren't going to put up with any nonsense today. There was a warning in place in yesterday's game as well. And Encarnacion strikes out. Well, we'll go back and show you the history between these two ball clubs. It's kind of an ugly history. Markakis gets hit. Buck Showalter's upset. Bautista has some words with the Orioles bench. The bench responds. Joseph got thrown at by Stroman. Hutchison hits Jones. A lot of nastiness between the two teams.
That's the one you were just talking about. It was the Orioles earlier this season where Jose Bautista tried to throw a runner out at first base and injured his shoulder. That got the response from Adam Jones. So a little bit of history between these two teams over the last couple of years. These are two teams that are just going out and playing hardball.
Troy Tulowitzki has struck out twice this afternoon. And a strike. You hear the roar overhead. It is Labor Day weekend. With that comes the C&E Air Show. It'll be going on for the next 3 days here. And quite a terrific air show, one of the best in North America. So you're going to hear those jets in the background all afternoon. Should be about time for the Thunderbirds or the Snowbirds, one of those demonstration teams that generally wrap up the day's air show. Full count. Blue Jays about hit the Orioles today 7-2. Justin Smoke has a double so far. Hit for Tulowitzki. He breaks up the shift. Tulo's aboard. Let's check in with Barry Davis. He's got some stories about the air show.
I sure do, Buck. And R.A. Dickey is a huge fan of the air shows. And this week he got to do a couple of cool things. He went down to Pearson Airport to kind of tour and get some look-ins at some of the great planes that are being used in the air show. And then on the off day, he actually got to go up in one of those trick planes. And I asked him, I said, were you a little scared? Because it did the fly straight up and then come down. He says, are you kidding? It was the time of my life. I had a blast. So R.A. got to spend some time in an airplane, and I have a feeling he's a big Star Wars fan. He'd love to maybe fly like in a Millennium Falcon or something one day too.
I am sure that was a great thrill. You know, you got to look at it this way. If the pilot's not scared, why should the passenger be scared?
He looked natural there, didn't he?
Yeah, there's the flight team flying overhead. It's a great air show and really part of a great celebration here at C&E wrapping up the summer. Justin Smoke drills it down the right side. That's a fair ball and bounces out of play into the seats. His second double of the afternoon.
Oh, that would have been another run, I think, for the Blue Jays if that ball could have stayed in fair territory and not bounce out of play. If it hit that wall, maybe bounded around in that corner just a little bit. Fastball in the inner half. This is a carbon copy of his first double down the right field line. Hooks it, and it bounces in and out of the stands for a ground rule double. If it stays in that corner and ricochets around out there, it's going to give Tulowitzki a chance to score. Now the Blue Jays threatening once again. Got to come up with a big hit.
Russell Martin, he's got a chance to pad the lead. 3-0 Blue Jays. Two and 0. Jason Garcia in relief of Mike Wright, the starter. Wright went 4 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. All 3 runs were earned. Jose Bautista hit a solo home run with 2 outs in the first. Martin bounces it up the middle. The run's going to come in. Tulowitzki got a good break. Scope had to go too far to his right. He looked at home and had no chance. His momentum took him away from the play.
When it's second and third and just 1 out, the third base coach will give a sign to both runners. Hey, we're going to make the ball go through. But I think Tulowitzki did a good job of reading where that ball was. The reaction from Justin Smoke told me that they were going to make that ball go through. That's why he went back to second base. But Tulowitzki, the baseball IQ way up there, reads that high chopper up the middle, and he can score without a throw.
Well, his great instincts get an RBI for Russell Martin. Sure, the coach said make it go through, but when Tulowitzki revved the ball off the bat, he knew he could score. Ryan Goins doubled to left his last time up.
Normally you see a ground ball if you're the runner at second base to your left. You're going to go to third base. But they give him signs, and if they say make the ball go through, you can't run that guy off of third base. So Smoke did the right thing.
Goins drills this to the alley, and that's going to get down. Up against the wall, it bounces out of play. Smoke will come in to score. Goins with a pair of doubles. It's 5-0 Blue Jays.
Outfield they were playing him very shallow, thinking that Goins is not going to be able to hit that ball over their heads. Well, the way he has been swinging the bat, he's going to get this ball and get it over their heads. Pitch away, that is a double as it bounces out of play.
The Blue Jays have been terrific this season picking up those base runners. They lead the majors with batting average with runners in scoring position. As a team, they've hit .290. Better than the Giants and the Royals, better than the Orioles, and better than the Twins. Best in baseball.
That's amazing. As a team, .290 with runners in scoring position. That's going to help you score a lot of runs.
Boy, they have kept the pressure on the Orioles all afternoon. 5-0. Kevin Pillar's 2 for 2, both of his hits coming on 2-strike pitches. Pilar coming into this game batting .333 against the Orioles this season. He's improved on that number with 2 hits and 2 at-bats. Pilar strikes out, but the Blue Jays score 2 in the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the 6th. Blue Jays have a 5-0 lead. Here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products.
Crossing our nation, celebrating Canada's team with a 22-day countdown to the last home game. Share your passion with hashtag 22 Days Blue Jays and let the celebration begin. And just to prove, Buck, that I can say it is Millennium Falcon. Had a little bit of difficulty with that word. Millennium. It's like aluminum.
Well, thank God they're not keeping score on my errors. We go to the 6th. David Price has a 5-0 lead. He throws a first pitch strike to Manny Machado. Machado has lined out and walked. We talk about the qualities of an ace, and you're seeing an ace in action here today. Blue Jays lost 10-2 last night, and everybody all of a sudden took a deep gasp, going, oh my goodness, we're only a half a game ahead. Over to David Price.
Yeah, and I really saw it, I thought, a couple of starts ago in Texas. If you remember that series, the Blue Jays looked like they were going to lose game 1, and they came back and won that game. And then Price was scheduled to pitch game 2, and he ended up winning that ball game. And it's just a psychological edge also, I think, that gives the Blue Jays. When you win a game like that, then you've got the big guy going here, and he's pitched in a lot of big ball games, and the pressure doesn't seem to matter to him. I mean, that alone, I think, is a big stepping stone.
I think David Price would pitch every day if you'd let him. I think he likes the competition. He wants to be involved. Big smiles, and I got that covered, man.
And now he doesn't know what to do with the ball. Take a deep breath.
That hot shot right back to his glove side. He didn't even bother to throw it around.
No, it just held on to that thing. Manny Machado did everything right in that at bat. Machado. You can't hit the ball any harder right here. He hits it right into his glove. Just stick the glove out there and make the catch, and then go back and take a deep breath.
Parra gets jammed and winds softly to the second baseman.
But to continue that talk about an ace, they stop losing streaks. We've heard that. They give you innings. They go deep into games. They help you win big games. Blue Jays haven't had that around here for a while.
Well, and they win on the road. They do a lot of things that are difficult for regular pitchers. He'll go into tough spots like Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium, and he'll pitch the gem. David Price has pitched very well this season on the road. He has a 2.02 earned run rate while pitching away from his home ballpark. Adam Jones with a strikeout and a walk so far this afternoon. Jones is quite an engaging young man. He's got a terrific sense of baseball history, and he's got a great sense of humor. Blue Jay fans are very aware. They know Jones has always hit well in this ballpark. And that one got him on the thumb pretty good. He's going to walk off that impact of that last pitch from Price.
He's already got that thumb guard you can see on that right hand. He doesn't miss anything, does he? There's a pitch on the inner half. You can see him just finish that swing and grimace just a little bit.
Get that baseball down around the handle of your bat, it's really going to vibrate that bat handle. Shove it back into your thumbs. Staying in his kitchen.
Boy, that came from Russell Martin. You can see he was really telling Price, let's get back in there. Let's just stay in there so he can't extend through those pitches. And then acknowledged after he made a good pitch, acknowledged to Price that he did a good job.
Changeup missed up and away. Pitch number 5. Chris Davis is on deck. He has singled and struck out. Boy, that is such a tough pitch. 91-mile-an-hour cutter. You see it out over the plate, and you go out to get it, and then it comes in and really eats you up inside.
Yeah, you're lucky you can just get a piece of that thing like Adam Jones just did.
The right side. So we'll do it all over again. Another 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Barely got a piece of it to stay alive.
What an at-bat he's putting together against David Price. This time of the year, players who play every day, they're beat up. But Adam Jones, he comes to play every day, doesn't he?
Jones has 490 at-bats. Plays every day, and he's beat up, but he competes. Jones look. Price comes back door with that cutter. David Price has retired 9 straight.
This year, but where would they be without the defense? And now is your chance as the All-State Good Hands Defensive Play of the Year contest is underway. One lucky winner will receive 2 tickets and a chance to throw out the ceremonial first pitch on Saturday, September 26th, as the Blue Jays take on the Rays. Round-trip airfare and hotel is concluded. Contest closes Monday, September 14th. See BlueJays.com for full details. And there have been some fantastic plays, Buck and Pat. And I wonder if you have a look at some of these, if any of them stick out specifically to you as what you would call the play of the year.
Well, Barry, there have been so many with Kevin Pillar, Ben Revere, Josh Donaldson, Ryan Goins. Pat, for me, the one that stands out is the Donaldson catch in Tampa Bay, because that was in a perfect game.
Perfect game by Marco Estrada, and the determination from Josh Donaldson wanting to catch it. I love the Kevin Pillar catch against the wall, that first one that we saw there. And there are many more, and we'll be talking about that over the next couple of days.
Jorge Rondon comes in to pitch for the Orioles. Rondon was originally signed by the Cardinals. The waivers got him. He went to Colorado from St. Louis in 2014. And the Orioles took him on the 10th of May. Off the waiver wire from the Rockies. Ben Revere had an RBI single his last time up. He drove in the 3rd run of the afternoon for the Jays. It to left, but Parra is right there. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. The Yankees have knocked Matt Moore out of the game. Brandon Gomes, a reliever, is into the game. Didi Gregorius has had some season.
Started off slowly. He's filling some pretty big shoes in New York.
This is the third game that Rondon has appeared in. He's worked a total of 7 1/3 prior to the stop. Breaking ball off the end of the bat. Machado at third has it. 2 down. Well, we heard that the Yankees are trailing Tampa Bay. The Blue Jays have a half-game lead over New York. Tampa Bay and Baltimore, they have fallen off the pace. Of course, the Blue Jays will depart after tomorrow's homestand finale. They'll go to Boston for 3 and then catch up with the Yankees in the Bronx for a 4-game series. That series all starts Thursday night.
Everybody's talking about the road trip that's coming up, but we can't forget about these 2 games today or tomorrow before we head out on the road. Baltimore's tough. Baltimore's only 5.5 games out of the second wild card.
Yeah, they haven't given up anything on the postseason hopes.
Tampa Bay is even closer to the wild card than the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, this is not going to be a cakewalk for the Blue Jays. You can bet on that. Jose Bautista's had a good day at the plate. He is 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs. The Blue Jays have only hit 2 home runs in their last 5 games. Goes back to the Cleveland Indians series. They held them to a single home run in those 3 games. The Blue Jays hit 11 home runs in the Tigers series.
Yeah, the Tigers don't have all their big guns, if you will, with their pitching. They've had pitching in the past. They don't have it now. They miss Verlander. Then they played against a good pitching staff with Cleveland. Then you got Baltimore, and they've got some good pitchers. Boston, then to New York. I mean, it's not easy. And if you don't, as that pitch is called a strike, if you don't hit home runs, you have to manufacture runs, and that's what I like what the Blue Jays have done this afternoon.
Yeah, they've done a good job of taking advantage of opportunities. Bautista is called for a swing on this pitch, and they appealed to first, and he can't believe that's called a swinging strike. He strikes out. That ends the inning. We'll go to the 7th. The Blue Jays lead it 5-0. This ball game in between innings. Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire, he followed Bautista back to the dugout. Bautista wasn't upset by his entire at-bat. Check swing, then he was called out. But he came in the dugout, took his glove, and went out to right field. But the bench kept jockeying on the home plate, and Timmons watched the bench during that whole half inning and finally threw out Pennington. And you can see Dickey, he's been amused by the entire development because Pennington was sitting on a bench, probably serving as a bench jockey, but he got thrown out of this ball game.
And it happened, you see some of the coaches shaking their heads right there. It happened right before we came back to play. John Gibbons then had to get an explanation, but looks like Cliff Pennington is the player thrown out of this ball game.
Yeah, that is something that has really changed. And, you know, there used to be bench jockeys in the game that would just sit there and get on the umpires, and the umpire said, okay, I got your number, and then just let it go. And then the next time they might get into a game, the umpire might try to get a measure of payback, but you never see as many ejections from the bench for guys that aren't even involved in the action as there are now.
You know what you could do as a player? You knew the umpires well enough that you could take it. You knew how far you could take it before they said, okay, that's enough, see ya.
I mean, they would literally say, Pat, you had enough? You said enough? You go, yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
And that'd be it.
And that would be it.
It wouldn't be thrown out. I used to have some great discussions with the older umpires, Marty Springstead, the late Marty Springstead. I used to go round and round. And he used to have a call that was always funny to me. He'd call a ball, it wasn't really close, and he'd call it a strike, and he'd go, strike.
Meaning like he wasn't real sure.
I said, Marty, not so sure about that one. He says, just shut up and catch. We're going to go watch what happened in this previous half inning. And keep your eye on the home plate umpire, Tim Timmons. And he comes over and he points and says, I got my eye on you now. I'm watching in there. You guys got something to say? Okay. Go inside and watch the game on television. He threw Pennington out of the ball game. Tim Timmons, a home plate umpire. But I think there's a couple of things that lead to this fact that umpires don't have league representation anymore. There aren't American League umpires and aren't National League umpires. This is popped up behind home plate. Russell Martin will give it a look. He is going to see it sail over the screen out of play. But when you had American League umpires, you would see the umpires more frequently. They would only obviously umpire American League games. So you got to build a relationship with them. I think it helped the umpires because they would know the pitchers. They would know what they threw. They'd know the managers and who had the short fuse and who didn't. And, you know, I think it was just better for the game. Now they're all under one umbrella, and you might not see a crew. Maybe once all year.
Fewer teams also. So those American League umpires, you'd see them. It seems like every week you'd see the same guys, right?
Oh, the old crews with John Maloney and Ron Luciano, Jerry Neudecker, you know, all those great old umpires that I came up with. Yeah, Kenny Kaiser. They had a lot of personality. Guys got to know him. Of course, one of the greatest videos of all time, Kaiser and Al Rabowski throwing the balls back and forth to each other. Rabowski rolled the ball into home plate. Kaiser rolled it back to the mound.
Beautiful.
But these umpires, they don't see the teams often enough to develop relationships. Steve Pearce. He's gone 0 for 2. Pops this one in the air. Pilar is in center, waits on. One down.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Nothing Blue Jays. We're in the top of the 7th. Did you ever get thrown out as a player?
I cannot say that I did. I never got thrown out.
Yeah, I don't think I got thrown out as a player. I got thrown out as a manager.
My first year in the big leagues, I was a September call. I was called up right after the strike in 80 run. And there was a 3-1 count. Pitch came in. I thought it was a ball, and I said something to the umpire. And he said, son, You better be swinging on the next pitch. Next pitch bounced on the plate, 3-2, strike 3. I learned right then and there, I'm not going to say much to these guys.
One of my first years in Kansas City, Bob Lemon was the manager of the Royals, and there was a close pitch. And Lemon came out, and I was arguing with Nestor Shylock, a great Hall of Fame umpire. And Lemon says, was it a good pitch? I says, yeah, Bob, it was a good pitch. So Lem argued a little bit, went back to the dugout. Nestor leaned over my shoulder and said, so it was a good pitch, was it?
How was your next at bat?
Oh, we had a great relationship over the years. He was a terrific umpire. Crusty, but terrific.
They're all good umpires now. Back then it was tough, you know, because you're battling and you want to get those calls, right?
2-2, Jonathan Scope. Now full count. I'll tell you one more umpiring story. I went from the Royals to the Brewers and went to Arizona for the first time for spring training. Doug Harvey, longtime National League umpire, they called the Lord. I was umping a game and called a close pitch a ball. I said, Doug, that's a pretty good pitch. He goes, son, that was a 1/4 inch outside.
And you're that good.
I said, okay, Doug. 3-2 to Jonathan Scope. Chris Davis at first. He's not going. Ball is foul out of home. Another 3-2 pitch. Davis with the leadoff walk. He's at first with 1 out. Popped in the air. Smoke will give it a look. And he's going to watch it sail into that camera well. Chris Davis has a single. He struck out and walked in 3 plate appearances this afternoon. Young Jonathan Scope from Willemstad, Curaçao, just 23 years old. This is his 3rd season with the Orioles. And he takes a walk. 2 walks in the inning, 4 in the ball game. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or reinstated in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Jose Bautista got it all started this afternoon. He had a 2-out first inning home run, and that set the Blue Jays off on a good pace. They have a 5-0 lead as the Orioles bat here in the 7th.
Price had a leadoff walk earlier in this ball game. That was in the 4th inning. And they're able to keep him off the board. Leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Trying to do the same. He's got to get a ground ball right here.
Blue Jays have turned 1 double play. That was back in the 2nd. Ground ball, base hit past Tulowitzki. They're going to wave him home. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's cut off. Chris Davis comes in to score the first Orioles run of the afternoon. They challenge Ben Revere, and that pays off. RBI single for Caleb Joseph.
Aggressively scoring that runner from second base on the single into left field. Revere comes charging in. And the ball is cut off by Donaldson. Caleb Joseph comes up with a base hit, gets it out past Tulowitzki. And that will score the first run of the afternoon for the Orioles.
Mark Lowe is ready in the bullpen. He's been throwing a while. Pete Walker is out to the mound. David Price pitching with 1 out here in the 7th. Davis with the leadoff walk comes in to score the first Oriole run. Joseph picks up his 47th ribby of the season. Junior Lake has a double this afternoon.
He had one thing on his mind, didn't he?
Wanted to ambush that first pitch. It was off the plate inside.
Orioles just have 3 hits this afternoon. But they've got that ability to knock the ball out of the ballpark, so I don't think they're ever out of any ball game.
David Price never gets rattled no matter what the situation is. After giving up the RBI single, he makes 2 perfect pitches on Junior Lake. A 3-pitch strikeout for Price, number 7.
Boy, that's where he's been all afternoon, really on the edges. For the Blue Jays, he cut a fastball inside for strike 2, and then he's going to go outside. And this is what we were talking about earlier. As a right-handed batter, you can't give up on that pitch. He hits the glove of Russell Martin and picks up a big strikeout.
Paljanish, shortstop, 0 for 2. Price comes right after him. The regular shortstop for the Orioles is on a disabled as J.J. Hardy, but they expect him to be activated on Tuesday.
Hardy's dealing with some a left groin injury. He is eligible to come off the disabled list that day.
Another foul back. Giannis is now 32 years old. He started out with the Cincinnati Reds, spent 4 years in Cincinnati. They went to Atlanta for a couple of years.
Pitch number 100 of the afternoon right there by David Price, and he reached back for a little something extra.
Price is in line for his 100th career win. Last time out at Rogers Center, he lost for the first time in this ballpark. David Price 4-1 since joining the Blue Jays. Another pop-up behind home. Russell Martin back at the screen, but it's off the screen.
What an effort by Martin. He never gives up on anything. And that was close. He comes back. He knows it's going to be close, so he jumps up to try and catch it before it hits the screen, but just clips that netting behind home plate.
Strikes out Chu to end the seventh. Blue Jays lead it 5-1.
The best 160 Canadian high school amateur baseball players with eligible college eligibility. It is Tournament 12 presented by New Era and Roberto Alomar. It goes here at Rogers Center from September 14th through 18th. For tickets, you can visit bluejays.com/T12. And today we'll recognize a few players from Team Atlantic. We say hello to Nathan Livingston, Dominic Tardif, Delkin Buckle, Brett Brittany, and Blake Finn, all of Team Atlantic. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. I want to wish all those young players a lot of success and a very good tournament. Jorge Rondon in his second inning of relief retired the side in order in the sixth. Fly ball to right. Carnashon flies out, one down.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Crowd on hand here at Rogers Center, 46,373, officially the 17th sellout of the season. And they've witnessed a pretty good pitching performance from David Price. 3 hits and a single run allowed to the Orioles after they scored 10 runs last night. 10 runs on 13 hits last night.
3 hits this afternoon. That's probably going to be it for Price.
Bullpen is well rested. Had an off day on Thursday. And Dickey pitched a complete game on Wednesday. Aaron Sanchez last pitched on Tuesday. On Tuesday, he had a 15-pitch inning. Picked up his 10th hold of the season. It looks like David Price is playing. Rondon takes a hit away from Tulowitzki. Hit it right into the pitcher's glove.
Hey, anything you can do, I can do better right here. You can see they are playing Tulowitzki to pull again, so he's going to try and shoot that ball into the outfield like he did last time for a hit, but he hits it right to the glove side of Rondon, who just plucks it right out of the air for the out.
Yeah, that was going to be a base hit. Justin Smoke's had a good day. He's hit a pair of doubles in 3 at-bats. That's been a familiar theme for the Blue Jays today.
They've got 5 of them this afternoon.
Blue Jays lead the world in offense and certainly lead the American League in doubles. But that keeps the pressure on a pitcher. They give up a double, you turn around, you got a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, a lot of times you hear pitchers talked about if they hit a home run, it's almost like they defeat the rally, if you will, a rally killer, the home run. Because you can go back to your windup, you can concentrate on that next guy. Double, you're always in the stretch. You constantly have a guy in scoring position.
Smoke with a mighty cut. Justin Smoke and Matt Wieters have been playing baseball together since they were about 10 years old. They went to the same high school in South Carolina. And Smoke told me today he was a pitcher and would throw to Matt as a catcher. And he had a little caveat saying, I never agreed with the pitches he called. Not like it broke his bat. Scope was out in the outfield. He'll throw to first, and the inning is over. Rondon retired all 6 he's faced in the 2 innings.
Magazine features an NFL season preview. Also in this edition, Christina Rutherford sits down with David Price. Download the latest edition in the App Store or visit sportsnet.ca/magazine to subscribe. And Buck, one thing we learned about David Price today from his parents, Debbie and Bonnie, is that he's exactly the same way he is now as he was when he was a little kid. Has not changed much at all.
He absolutely enjoys playing baseball. There's no question about that. He had another great outing here this afternoon. He turns things over to the bullpen. Aaron Sanchez will be first out of the pen today to start the 8th.
You mentioned that he last worked on September the 1st. That was against Cleveland when he was credited with a hole. That was the game that the Blue Jays won in extra innings on the walk-off home run by Ryan Goins in 29 games this season. For Aaron Sanchez, he's 6-5 with a .305 earned run average. He has made 3 starts against the Orioles, so he's very familiar with this team.
8th inning, Blue Jays up 5-1. Trying to bounce back after the Orioles won 10-2 last night. Manny Machado 0 for 2 with a walk so far. This is the 7th appearance for Sanchez against the Orioles. He's made 3 starts for his career. He is 1-2 with a .568 earned run average against Baltimore. Strike 2.
But since they have moved him into the bullpen, he has been lights out really for the Jays. He's only given up 6 hits since they moved him into that 8th inning role in front of Roberto Osuna this year.
Breaking ball missed downstairs. Lots of things came together for the Blue Jays bullpen when Sanchez came off the disabled list. Ground ball up the middle, off the glove of Goins. It took a wicked hop right as it got to the second baseman. Manny Machado's aboard. Well, the back end of this bullpen has been in good hands with Aaron Sanchez and Roberto Osuna. Look what they've done since July 25th.
That is the day that Sanchez came back off the disabled list, and they were put together for the 8th and 9th inning, and it was the Blue Jays as an organization saying, you know what, we're going to bring Sanchez back off the disabled list. He had that lat problem, if you will. They put him in that 8th inning, and he has been lights out. He and Roberto Osuna have been a very good combination at the end of the ballgame.
Gerardo Parra getting a look at that bowling ball sinker from Sanchez, fouled it off his foot.
He'll get his share of ground ball outs because of that. It's 96-97 with some great movement on it.
Parra getting his second at bat against Sanchez. The right fielder is 0 for 3. In the air, Revere in left field was shaded toward the foul line. Parra's retired. Well, David Price is in line for his 100th career win. And he was terrific today, pitching out of many jams early in the ballgame. 7 innings, he allowed just 3 hits, an earned run. And since David Price has come to the Blue Jays, when he's had runners in scoring position, the opponents are 4 for 34. That's a 118 average with 13 strikeouts. He really knows how to pitch out of tough situations.
He knows how to dial it up, doesn't he? When he needs to. 2 of those walks in his last inning of work. 4 for the game.
If the bullpen can protect this lead, Price will improve to 14-5. And for his career, as we mentioned, it'd be his 100th win. He would be 44 games over 500.
Just win, baby. I thought his slider was good, or his cutter, his command, it was down. What helped him was those quick innings early in the ballgame.
He threw 8 pitches in the first inning, retired to sign an order. Threw 7 pitches in the second inning, gave up a single, got a double play, and a strikeout. He retired 9 straight from the 4th to the 6th. And then you mentioned the 2 walks in the 7th. Ground ball. Tulowitzki will shovel the second. Goins back to first. Double play. Sanchez gets the double play off the bat of Adam Jones. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
Beautiful afternoon, and fans of all ages enjoying this hot streak by the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are a half game ahead in the AL East. And David Price in line for the win. New pitcher for the Orioles is the lefty T.J. McFarland.
There's 21 games this season because McFarland has been a swingman. He has been up and down 5 different times now for the Baltimore Orioles. Comes out of that bullpen. He throws strikes. Not very hard. He doesn't throw the ball very hard, but he throws a lot of ground ball outs. He's got one of the best ground ball percentages in the American League.
So checking in with his catcher, Caleb Joseph. Another sellout crowd here at Rogers Center. And they have been entertained by David Price and the Blue Jays offense. 5-1 Jays, trying to even the series at a game apiece. Tomorrow, Chris Tillman will go to the mound for the Orioles. Marco Estrada will start on Sunday, as Mark Burley has been pushed back to Monday afternoon game, Labor Day in Boston. Lots of news before the game about all the different changes in this time of the year. John Gibbons and Pete Walker talking about their pitching situation. Want to make sure everybody's in as good a shape as possible, so Burley will get a second extra day.
Push him back just a little bit and pitch him in Boston.
Russell Martin picked up an RBI on a ground ball in the 4th, and he can tip his cap to Troy Tulowitzki, who scored with the infield drawn in. He scored from third base. He got a good read on contact, broke for home, and got Martin an RBI. Well, we've seen a lot of that. Other players going the extra mile for their teammates to move into scoring position, to tag up on short pop-ups, to score on a ground ball with the infield in. There's been a lot of that going on.
Shows you the closeness of this ball club. That play you were just talking about, Tulowitzki, I'm sure they told him to make that ball go through because the runner at second base, that was Smoke, went back to the bag on a ground ball to his left, but Tulowitzki read it. Even when you get that sign, hey, you're going to go back to the bag, make the ball go through, you can still read it like he did and get yourself an RBI and a run score for your teammate.
Well, he saw that Scope had to take a few steps to his right, and it was taking him away from the possibility of making a throw. 3-2 to Martin. Fouls it off. Ryan Goins is on deck, and what a day he's had. Pair of doubles. He scored a run, driven in a run. After he had his 12-game hit streak snapped yesterday, he's picked it right back up. Martin strikes out. McFarland retires the first batter he faces. The Orioles have racked up 8 strikeouts this afternoon. They've only walked one. That was the starter. Mike Wright walked Donaldson in the 3rd. But the Orioles offense has been stymied by Price and Sanchez through 8 innings.
Offense that scored 10 runs in yesterday's game. What are these two averaging together?
12
runs a game.
For the entire season through the first 13 games. That's the most the two teams have scored in a season series in their franchise's history. Goins strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for McFarland in the 8th.
Well, you can see why he's got one of the best ground ball percentage, the 8th best in the American League for relievers. Keeps the ball down, sinks it, and that's a pretty tight slider right there to get going. Second time that Ryan has struck out this afternoon.
Kevin Pillar's had a 2-hit afternoon. A couple of singles. They both came with 2 strikes. Lefty Brett Cecil appears to be ready to come into this ball game. It's a 5-1 score. Chris Davis, Steve Pearson, Jonathan Scope, the 3 scheduled hitters, as Pillar hits it sharply right to the shortstop. McFarland retires the side in order on just 12 pitches. So we will go to the 9th. Brett Cecil into the ball game. The Blue Jays have a 5-1 lead. The Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You know, it's always nice to get a lead early, and Jose Bautista is going to provide that for the Blue Jays. A 2-strike breaking ball from the Baltimore starter Mike Wright is wrong as Bautista hits that slider into the grandstand out in left field. That is Jose's 30. Check that 32nd home run of the season. It's our drive of the game.
So Bautista got the Blue Jays off and running in the first. Brett Cecil trying to close things out here in the 9th. Chris Davis will start.
50th appearance for Cecil. There are his numbers. Brett's had a great breaking ball. He's on a nice little roll right now. He's not allowed to run over his last 23 games. Lefty's hitting just .216 off of Cecil.
Last time they scored upon him, this Baltimore Orioles team scored on him in the Rogers Center June 21st. Well, he's been great. This bullpen has really tightened up things.
It's funny, you just bring one guy in there, that's Sanchez, and you say, okay, well, as soon as my closer, then everybody else gets that spot. Cecil can pitch late in the ball game from the left side. They can use him in the 6th inning, the 7th inning if they want to. Mark Lowe's been outstanding. Hawkins, Liam Hendricks. I mean, everybody has been contributing in that bullpen.
Left-handers have hit just .216 against Brett Cecil. Right-handers .226. And Davis strikes out. Good way to start the night.
The breaking ball has been really good for Cecil. He throws it with that spike grip where he can really spin that ball off that middle finger. Gets on top of it, really pulls that down. And gets Chris Davis for the second time this afternoon.
Steve Pearce now. Pearce has gone 0 for 3, grounded into a double play in the second. These two teams will tee it up again tomorrow afternoon in the series finale.
But it's not the last that we're going to see of the Orioles. Last week of the season, Blue Jays have to go to Camden Yards for 4 big games against this team.
Marco Estrada will start tomorrow, and you're right, that'll be a tough trip. Baltimore, Tampa Bay to wrap up the season. Now it's a full count. In New York, Tampa Bay still holding to a 3-2 lead over the Yankees. They're in the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees have just 3 hits again today. Matt Moore started for Tampa Bay. Popped up. Out into the outfield. Goins goes out. Bautista calls for it and has to make the diving catch. That ball carried a little further than he expected, but Goins pulled out. Got out of his way.
And they'll talk about it right there. He's got the fly ball priority right there, the outfielder, because he is coming in. It looked like the wind might have grabbed that one and kept it closer to the infield. Pierce pops it up. Goins is going back, and he's got a beat on it. You see him trying to call him off, but if you hear that outfielder say, I got it, you got to get out of the way, and you should also give him a little verbal, like, take it, so he knows he's not going to run into you. Bautista gets that one for the second out.
2 down. Jonathan Scope, the second baseman. Line drive, center field. Ball game. Red Cecil comes on and retires the side in order in the ninth. The Blue Jays have evened the series at a game apiece. David Price with his 100th career win.
And the Blue Jays did it with a little bit of everything this afternoon. You get the David Price start. You get Cecil running that consecutive scoreless streak up to 21 consecutive innings. They play great defense. They hit a lot of doubles, and they take game 2 of this series with 10 hits and 5 runs against the Orioles. They're going to try and take the series tomorrow afternoon.
David Price shut down a red-hot Chris Davis this afternoon. Blue Jays win it 5-1. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Marco Estrada goes to the hill for the Blue Jays. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. See you tomorrow afternoon.